And I pray the Lions win Sunday, or the Sunday Night Football show available on YouTube is going to might be the last show you ever hear from Cookies. He may move to Mexico. All right.
Wait.
What?
Well, they've installed new lights in here, and lights were flashing for the morning show. So it looked like disco lights. So Kenny.
No. I tuned into the live stream a little bit yesterday.
Okay.
And I took a double take because I thought Bill Bellamy and Dan Cortez were hosting the show from MTV Spring Break. Mm-hmm. Rico, behind you, it looked like Studio 54. What the hell is going on? What is going on?
I think they were just testing the lights, Mike.
Uh-huh.
They were, but Cookies thought that maybe it was a sign from God because it was a disco that he should go double-digit disco this Sunday.
Well, if you don't beat the Bears, you're trash. David, your take, and then I would love some ticket text. We'll get to the callers as well. Just opening up, I know it's not above the fold on your newspaper, but it's like 7 schools the NCAA is currently investigating former athletes for illegal sports betting in college. Big story yesterday, San Jose State, Fresno State, 3 different players, prop bets, sharing information, betting on their own performances. Like, guys, how much are you starting to question what you're watching? And I did bring it to the NFL. That's a me thing. The NFL, I think the referees are choreographers. I'm not trying to insult anybody, but you just see it way too often, including Monday night. That game was on the verge of being a blowout, and a phantom holding call flipped the script. I see it too much. I can't help it. I'm a skeptic. David, what do you got?
Here's what I have, because what I hate about it is I just want to watch sports. And I hate the fact that it's in the back of my mind when something happens that, oh, could this be? Could this be the refs doing this? Could this be someone betting and they're fixing their line? I hate that. I truly hate that. I just want to watch sports for its purity. That's what I want to watch it for. Yeah. It's the ultimate reality show. And now there are things in the back of my mind that are saying, oh, this is fixed. Oh, they did up, the refs up. I don't want to do that, and I hate that.
David, I'm with you because, hey, look, looks like, seems like, feels like, but nameless player during a Pistons run going for the game-winning shot and ball goes out of his hands and out of bounds, and then you hear this guy may be up for an investigation. You're like, wait, what just happened here? What just happened here? Now, it's all alleged. Let me just put that out there. But I'm not the only one in this city that said, hey, wait, whoa. You immediately went back to that moment and said, wait a minute, what's going on?
Ticket Text here says, NIL and online e-betting has begun the process of destroying college sports, and it's all based on greed across the board, and it's sickening. From Vince, these sports books make too much money.
Wait, how did NIL take astray?
I think the NIL takes astray because you have disproportionate, like these are not grown adults. And you have, for instance, I want to use a different example than Bryce Underwood. There are plenty of other guys. Here, Caleb Downs. Caleb Downs is making a couple of $1 million at Ohio State, right? There are plenty of guys on that roster that aren't making $100,000. When you create that level of disproportionality in college, you are inviting. Players are not going to sit there and go, you know what? I'm really happy for Caleb. He's a good guy. He's getting everything he deserves, and I don't deserve more. I'm just a third-string guard. No, they're going to go, I got to get mine. We live in a society of I got to get mine. That's why NIL takes astray. There's no rules. Nothing is standardized. And hell, Rico, you know this from all of your contacts. So many of these kids, the information that's out there is wrong. They are falsely associated with certain levels of money. It creates, I don't even know how you keep a locker room together. But the whole point is you are inviting what happened at San Jose State and Fresno State. Mm-hmm. You're asking for it.
You are. And unfortunately, Mike, I think this is probably going to keep growing and growing. And maybe it becomes a big problem once it finally hits one of the big Power 4 schools. When all of a sudden you hear somebody at Kansas or Kentucky or Arkansas or Ohio State, Michigan State, Notre Dame, Michigan, Then all of a sudden, I think people will be like, oh, my goodness, how long has it been going on? It's been going on for a while, but I think we are numb to it. I think it's turning into background noise because it's just like, oh, there's another case. Oh, and there's another case. And there's another case. Because, whenever it's somebody big enough, it's amazing how quickly it gets swept under the rug. No big deal here.
Yes.
Don't look here. No. No. A nobody player will hang out to dry. A star player, you may blame the interpreter.
Let's go to Matt on a cell. He's batting leadoff today, 97-1. Matty, what's going on, buddy?
Yo, what's up, man? There are times where I think games are fixed. Referees, get paid under the table to, fix some games. But I think the biggest fix for me that I believe in, and it's not football, it's boxing. The Tyson-Paul fight, I thought that was the biggest fix ever because there's no way that Paul is going to lose to Mike Tyson.
Well, and if you watch it, he didn't even attempt to do it. That was like an agreement. I'm not going to hurt you. You're not going to hurt me. We're both going to get paid. Let's leave. Now, Matt, what some people will tell you is that's not an honest sports event. That's a made-for-TV exhibition.
Yeah, that's a good call. Exhibition.
Well, there's been football games where I've bet on where, I need a certain point total, and then they'll stop, let's say 49.5, and then, they'll need a touchdown, but they'll kick a field goal for no reason, even though they're at the 1 yard line.
There's been stuff like that.
Doing?
Yeah, you know what's interesting about it too is this weekend something happened that I don't know that I've ever heard before. Did you hear Lane Kiffin on the field?
Yeah.
Against Kentucky, and they were talking in the post game, and it was right on the field. The guy openly was aware of the spread and apologized to gamblers. And that just struck me as really out there. I'm not telling you coaches need to be babes in the woods, but do we really want to be in the business where the coach knows the spread and it just, I don't know, it just struck me. It was so bizarre.
It was, and I thought, okay, maybe it's Lane Kiffin just being Lane, saying something just to speak, but then he just spoke to gambling, and coaches are not even supposed to know what the point spread. That's the talking points. Oh, I know nothing about what's going on. I read nothing about my team. I don't follow it on the internet. I don't listen to the radio. But he knew the exact point spread, and one of the first things out of his mouth wasn't thanking God for the win, but sorry.
Right.
Sorry about the point spread, people. I know. I screwed you over.
It's just, I don't know. Maybe I'm naive, but it just struck me like, wow, we have arrived at a different point for sure. 248-539-9797. We are going to get to that Lions tickets thing, top of the hour. We've got some college football for you. Lots to do, and we'll cover it all. We'll get more of your phone calls as well and more ticket texts.